Why do you keep getting played by women, big boy? And it doesn't matter which status you have, your height, how much money you make, how much muscles you have. All of that doesn't matter. It all comes down to the same thing. And I'll give you 3 points that support the reason why you're probably getting played nonstop and you can't get out of it. The first point is you simply don't even know what it is to be chosen by a woman. Like, probably your whole life you've been the guy that was always trying too hard to get a woman's attention. And even guys who used to have it, like, you know, the guys that were popular in high school, a lot of them, they lose it after, because those are usually the people you'll see like 10, 20 years later, they got nothing going on for themselves. They're even sometimes the person that becomes a homeless person. You know, that it's not for no reason. You'll often hear the cool kids from high school become losers in the adult life. And the thing is, in their case, it's more that they lost their touch. They lost their game or something like that. You know, but if we come back to, like, you know, what most guys usually go through is that, yes, they don't know what it is to actually be desired by a woman and not even force anything to be desired. Because a man can use game to get a woman's attention, but he's still kind of like manipulating the situation to get her attention, but she's still not freely choosing him. It's because he did certain actions to get her to choose him. And there's a difference between that versus when you're just being yourself, authentic, living your life, doing what you love, and as a woman, she just wants to be part of your life. It's a total different game. And once you'll have tasted that, that's when you're gonna be like, okay, you're literally not gonna even want to lift a single finger for any bitch. Because you're gonna know what it is when it's actually good and natural, when it's something that God wants to happen. And it's funny because I used to be the guy that would chase. You know, I meet a woman that I find very beautiful, and I'd even look at, like, if she was, like, you know, mentally sane, or if she wasn't a psycho or something, and I would go after her. And the thing is, when things would fizzle out, it wouldn't work, the next one, and then the next one. And the thing is, now I'm like, that could never happen again, because I know the feeling. I know what it is to be chosen. And you see, once you get that taste, it's practically impossible for you to go backwards unless you let go of who you are, unless you lose yourself. You know, if you lose yourself, yes, of course, you're going to go back to your old patterns. But it's just to say that, unfortunately for you, my guy, you don't know what it is when a woman actually wants to be with you. When she actually wants to be part of your life. She wants to add to your life. She wants to make your life easier. You don't know these things yet. And to know these things, well, you actually have to become the best version of yourself. You have to become a man. You cannot, it's practically impossible for you to be actually chosen by a woman until you're actually a man's man, because before that, you're going to do so many things that she's going to just look at you and be like, okay, there's something wrong with him. You know, it's, and that's the funny thing too, is that unfortunately, guys that are not healthy or not well with themselves, they have a tendency to lack accountability as well, and they'll blame all women. So what happens is they can't meet a woman that would choose them normally. But the problem is that they're so toxic themselves that the woman that would choose them decides to not choose them anymore and go elsewhere, and then he'll call her toxic. He'll say that she's a bitch too and everything, and it's like, no, she was actually a good woman. It's just you that was not well. You were simply too chaotic and unstable, so she didn't like that, and she wanted to move on to something that felt safer for her. That's it. And that's what sucks for men nowadays, is that they can't distinguish between the toxic ladies and a woman that's actually adding value to your life. That's why you need to work on yourself. The second point I'm going to bring is that the reason why you keep getting played is because you've been conditioned to keep trying, even when you're supposed to like just stop. I just told you in the last point that you don't even have to lift a finger. And when I say you don't have to lift a finger, I'm saying that yes, you have to play tennis with the woman. So if she comes to you, of course, like you can reciprocate. Don't act cold. If she's warm, you can be warm with her. But the contrast between that and the behavior of constantly trying to check in with the woman, constantly texting, constantly trying to call, make plans, it feels like you're not lifting a finger. But yes, you are, but it's nice. You feel like lifting the finger for her. But the other ones, it just feels like, oh my God, like you're putting, your past experiences, let's say before you become secure and you're good with yourself, you just feel like you're putting so much effort with little return. And yeah, it's because you've been conditioned to keep trying. And one of the things that didn't help with that is dating apps. Because dating apps is you swipe right, and then, oh, it doesn't work, okay, another one. Then you swipe right. Oh, and one, you get a date, but then she goes. Then you swipe right. So it's like you're in this constant like feeling of I need to keep trying. And I'll be brutally honest with you, the more you try to be in a relationship, the further away you're gonna actually get it. Or you're gonna get something that's very trash. That's not good for you. It's either one of these two things. And then there's gonna be those people that are gonna say to you, oh yeah, I met my person via app, which is possible, but a lot of those people that meet someone via app, they get into chaotic relationships. You'll hear 2-3 years later, boom, exploded. Done. Because it wasn't aligned. They were forcing things too much. They went too quick. Chemistry is good. The person makes me feel safe. They don't even pay attention to maybe if the person is love bombing, or if the person has like maybe a second agenda, or if the person is actually stable. They don't look at these things. So you got to be careful. So that's why the dating apps, my advice, and it's not to say you cannot use a dating app, but my advice, try to meet someone without a dating app. If you can. I mean, unless you never go out and you're, I don't know, like you have a way of being that it's just like, it just doesn't fit for you to meet people out in the wild. Well, okay, use a dating app, but my advice, if you're using a dating app, take your time. If you meet someone, you got to do it as if you met them in real life, meaning don't like start trying to hook up super quickly because you think you have to make things escalate quick, or else things are going to fizzle out. It's actually the opposite. If you hook up too quickly, things will fizzle out most likely. It's very rare, and I would say the exception is the older crew. People that are past their 30s, 40s, 50s, yes, they know themselves so well, usually if they did the work, that yes, they can escalate faster with another person that also did the work because they know themselves so well. When two people know themselves so well, yes, it can escalate faster. But if you're still like figuring stuff out and you're still not sure, but you're attracted to someone, take your time. And like don't try to like match a pace of somebody else. Your life, your pace. That's it, period. Now the last point I'm going to bring that usually causes you to get played by women, you got too much ego, bro. It's ego. I'll give you an example that makes sense, and then to like make you understand why this case as well, it's ego, because it's more subtle, but it's ego that's blocking you and that's making you get played by a woman. You see, let's say you go somewhere and there's a guy and you look at him and you want to nod at him, you want to be polite and say hi, and he just looks away. What is your ego going to do? Which is right, by the way. Your ego is going to be like, oh, okay, you want to be like that? Okay, we're done. So next time, maybe he's going to want to look at, I don't know, maybe he was weird, he was on a bad mood, and he decided to kind of like give you the energy of F off. Well, maybe next time he's gonna want to like look at you and smile or whatever, but you're like, nah. You know, your first impression was that was the last impression. I don't give a shit. That's okay. You know, that's ego. That's good ego. You're not gonna like try to like force someone to be nice with you. You give them one chance. They decide to snob you. It's done. That's it. You know, like who cares? But the thing is, you see, with women, the reason why it's too much ego is because a part of you refuses to accept the fact that the woman rejected you. So your ego is like, I'm not gonna accept the rejection of the woman. Now somebody might say, okay, well with the guy, you basically accepted it. Yeah, but it's a guy, you don't want to fuck the guy. That's why. You know, if it was a woman, I can guarantee you, if you're not well with yourself and the woman snobs you, she's probably gonna run through your mind. You're gonna be like, oh, like why is she she's so salty? Why is she like that with me? You know, you're gonna start like replaying the scenarios when it's like, yo, dude, just get over it. She doesn't like you, I guess. That's it. And if she was playing a game and trying to see if you're, well, too bad for her. That's all I can say. Too bad for her. You do not want a woman that plays those games with you. A woman that actually respects you, trust me, she's gonna make it easy for you to approach. She might actually place herself near you and smile at you. Those games of, oh yeah, I'm gonna look like I don't give a shit about him or whatever, out. You don't need that. It already shows you the level of maturity that she has. Or confidence. It's like, oh, you need to look tough to make it seem like you're more interesting. Forget it. I mean, if you're gonna have that attitude, assume it at least, you know? Like, how can I say that? Take responsibility for it. It's like me. Oh, I snob 99% of the people, and I don't give a shit. I'm not doing that because I'm trying to like make people like, oh shit, like I want to talk to him more. Like, no, it's because I do not like you. That's why I snob you. I don't want you near me. It's that simple. Because the people I do want to talk to, I smile naturally. But very small percentage. But most people, I snob them, and I don't care. I'm super happy like that. So the thing is, yes, it's your ego. You refuse to accept that the lady rejected you. It's like a part of you is like, no, like, you know, I know I can get her. Maybe if I say the right thing. Maybe if I show up this way. Maybe if you know, some guys are even going to be like, oh, maybe if I level up, I become a better version. No, just let it go. She doesn't like you like that. That's it. It's okay. You know, I'll be honest with you. Most women will reject you. And when I say most women will reject you, it's at different levels. Some women will reject you just because they don't like you. Some women will reject you because they reject themselves. In their head, they might be making all these fantasies about you, but when it's the real life, they're not able to show up because they're like, I'm not ready. I can't do it yet. So that's why I'm telling you, most women will reject you. And yes, you can even get laid with a woman and she'll still reject you because she ain't ready. You're at another level. So that's why you can't take it bad if a woman rejects you. You have to let it go. Drop your ego. This is not a place to have ego. This is a place where you just want to like move on and be like, all right, that's it. It's done. Move on. You're going to meet somebody else. And that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If yes, you can leave a like. Maybe you can send a comment. One of those 3 things that you've done that sabotaged you and got you played. And don't forget to subscribe. Like that, you won't miss the future videos. And I'll see you guys very soon. Take care.